Next is that resource master data for the machine planning. We required some masters. We required some masters. In that way, in resource master data, what we have to do. See, I have a knitting machines. Okay, I have two type of knitting machines. One is that 160 needle knitting machine, and there is another knitting machine which is the 180 needles knitting machines. So, for the planning itself, we have to define the group as well. Okay, we have to define the resource group also, and under that particular, because resource group, you can see that resource group is the type of the machines. Okay, what type of machines you have, so though that you can you must be create that type of machines you have, because under that you can create one of the resource. When you are creating a resource, in that you have to define that exactly for which process this resource is. So you can see here the AFI is mentioned based upon the process of, you can see the operation master is showing here. You can select that. Another is that number of machines. How many machines do you have? Okay, like I can say I will create one of the resource group here. One is that 200 knitters, single cylinder machine, and I can add this, and the number of this will be the EOM here, and I am going to add this. Now I am going to add 200 knitters and single cylinder machine. I am not adding this. 200 knitters, single cylinder machine. So this is my machine. I can define it. You have to define the time per unit, which is you have to define it 1:1, 1 unit in 1 minute. This you have to define. Then you have to define it the which for which process this resource you are going to create, how many machines you have. So you can define that you have two machines here, and in capacity data you have to define your the one of the warehouse as a default, and in planning already. So in resource master data, we were creating a resource. Okay, so in that 200 knitters machine, we are going to create 200 knitters machine, in the center machine. Okay, and we can link the resource here, resource group, and we have to define exactly for which the operation this machine is. Again, 1:1 ratio in 1 minute, 1 unit will get like produced. Then next is how many machines available with us. Then we have to define exactly how the one of the production warehouse as a default. Next will be the how many like this is the standard one things. So we have to define here also exactly how many machines are there. Then number of shifts you are having a 3 shifts here. So that can be defined, and then how many hours in each uh, shift, and then how many minutes are available in each shift. So this way you can define it, and these things need to be defined. So you can add that particular resource here. So when you do this, next is you have to generate the machines. Okay, so how you can generate the machines? There is an option available, the generate machine. In the resource itself, there is a machine master available. Already the some of the machines are created here. You can see the 16 readers and 18 readers machines are created. So now you can see that we are creating the 200 readers machines also, which is the two number of machines are two with us. Generate machines. Once you do generation of the machines, machine will get created here. So machines are generated. Now you have to like assign the work group. What is the work group? There is a like you can define that exactly where that machine located in on which floor or something else to because that there is one need uh, to segregate the machines planning and all things. For that you can define the work group of the machine exactly where the machine is located. Apart from that, all information has been come. You can define some comments or like efficiency of the machine, like setup time is required. Next is that you have to activate this particular machine here as a yes. So when you do this, this machine will get available for your the machine planning. So initially this is generating with this and you have to activate this. And along with that, you have to define a work group here. So two things you have to do. One is that status need to be updated as an activation of the machine, and then next is the work group. So when you do this, there is the another option available because you have to define that this machine is available in which shift. Okay, there is the default form available right now. So resource shifts, you can register it through the object registration. And so in this particularly what is defined exactly which machine is, what is the machine resource code is, and is that machine available in shifts. Okay, in which shift which machine is active and is not active. So where is the shift master? We have shift master available in the FashionNX and the uh, production shifts. Okay, here itself the shifts are available. Okay, these are the three shifts. A, B, C. Three shifts are the when the shift is getting like starting. What is the start time and what is the end time of the shift, and how many hours available into that shift particularly. So this we have to define, and based upon that, you will be able to uh, mark this shift for each resource or like each machine here. So initially you are having the three shifts, so that is why one machine is available in three shifts that has been mentioned here. Now which machines you have created that can be entered here, like 200 liter machine with us in shift one. There is a machine code again. The machine code is one. Okay. So this way we can add our machine and our resource code was 200 n. So this is we are taking it from the resource master data itself. This one. Okay. So we are adding this actually. So we have to update that this machine is available in all shifts or uh, in which shift that can be a control because in some shift there can be a few machines not available, so that can be controlled here. So you can do this. This is the shift number 3 and same machine available in shift number 3 as well, and this is the so further you can add your machines. For two machines we created, that also can be entered. So next setting for the machine planning is required. You have to define that exactly which machine is available in which shift, that is active or not in that shift for the planning. So in shift, actually, one of few things just I want to mention it in shift. Few good things are updated. There is a sequence of the uh, because these fields are not available in front. So the sequence is available. Exactly what is the sequence of your shift? Okay, so that if you haven't created the shifts, in a an ascending order already. So in that case, you can use this sequence of your uh, shift that can be defined. When is that shift going to start on the next day? So because morning is, 9 to evening, like 5 p.m. the shift is for A. So it is starting on the same day and like ended on the same day itself. But next shift is from the 5 p.m. to 1 a.m. itself, which is starting from the in the same day, but it get ended over in the next day. Similarly, this shift C is this shift number three, which is will start at 1 a.m. to in the morning, 9 a.m., which is starting on the next day and ending on the next day itself. So this way, shift master is available. These like resource, then machine, then shift wise availability of the machine and shift. So three, four things need to be set it up for the planning. As and when you do this, okay, there is I will go for the in the routing itself. So in routing, we were mentioned that okay, in routing itself, because I am generating the planning for the netting, where we are going to produce a socks. In that, these are the processes. First process is the netting, then linking of the like socks in linking will be the process, and then the pairing process will happen. What are the again? These are all standard things. Well, for the linking, there is a knitting process, the base process, and for pairing, the linking is the base process. So quantity will flow according to this. Important is that for the planning, what is the time required to complete this particular process? As you can mention it here, 3.78 minutes are required. And what is the efficiency that also can be defined. So, or like 80% something. To understand, I'm adding up the 100% efficiency we are using it. And there you can see resource group. Okay, so whatever the resource group we created, that we can assign it. Already the 160 needle machines is available, and also we created 200 needles machine, single center machine also, so that also you can select it. Next is that there is an option available resources. Okay, so in some cases there can be a like one of the in some cases uh, example is that we are doing a knitting, our customer is doing a knitting. In that case, he is having some few are the older machines with them. Also, they are having a new capacity machines also there. Old machines are giving the production in 1 minute as one piece, but similar manner, they are having another machines which is with the latest technology and which is producing the two piece at a once. Okay, so at that point of time, uh, the multiple resource for the one process can be defined here. Okay, so in that case, let's see, not allowing to add me here a row, but that can be defined here, and so you will be able to plan your knitting on the both resource groups. Okay, you will be able to plan your machine planning your machine on the 160 needle as well as the 200 needles, or like old machine group or new machine group, and each machine group will have a different time uh, and output, because one machine is giving us a 1 minute in 1 minute, but another machine is giving a 1 minute in zero point 0.5 minute. So based upon that, you will be able to like link the multiple resources also. And when you do this, you can update this. Okay, for the planning, you have to define your resource group and what is the time required and what is your efficiency is. So after completion of the configuration, you have to do this. When you do this, definitely you supposed to have a proper, like production order for the planning. So I have already created a plan of the socks. I'm directly going into the machine planning, because creation of the plan will be the remain same as we are creating a plan for the garment. So, but when I select this, in the machine planning, we are having this menu. In the planning itself, we are creating plan here, and we can um, do a planning from here itself as a machine planning. So in machine planning, you will be able to select your resource group first. So as and when you select a resource group, so you will be able to see that what are the orders you are having in hand. Okay, what is your plan quantity, what you have been already uh, planned, and what yet to be planned, that is showing here. Apart from that, in case any nothing is already planned anywhere, like allocated quantity can say a zero. So balance to planning or like remaining, like had to be planned, all those orders will be displayed here. So according to that, your machines will like also get, you will get a list of machines here. So if you are selecting 180 needles machines, you are getting these machines you have, and there is no orders in this machine on this particular machine type. And similarly for these also. So I have an order against this particular machine, this particular, the resource group. So you can do one thing. Uh, you can select particularly that particular order you want to plan it here. Next is that there is a horizon available, like there is a date range available from 16 to 15 November. There is a calendar which is showing. So you can change this also. In case you want to start your production planning from the 25th, so you can do that also. So you can change the date and you can say that refresh here. So this calendar will get changed. Okay. And you can plan your quantity after that also. So you want to plan partial quantity, that is also possible. You can do it a partial quantity, 4,000 you want to plan it. For that, you have to select this particular order. Then you can select exactly on which machine you want to plan it. You can select a two machine at once by pressing a control, or like by using a control, you can select both machines as well. Or you want to select one machine, that is also possible. There is a button available, plan on selected. You can observe here that plan on selected machine. So now the 4,000 quantity has been allocated, and now the remaining quantity for the planning is got updated. Apart from that, you can see here uh, on the calendar itself, you will be able to see that machine is utilizing fully utilizing on these two particular days, and here the machine is utilizing partially actually. So how you can determine that in this particular screen, there is you can maximize the screen, and you can see here the planning has been done for the date 25th, 26th, and 27th. There is a machine number, there is a capacity which has been utilized of that particular machine, because in 8 hours 100% utilization is happening. And uh, you know according to that, the quantity is machine is getting utilized, fully utilized. And when that particular item, which item is got allocated, and what time, and that particular machine will get used from which time to along with the end time, it is showing. Apart from that, which shift this planning has been generated, and when further things is that when it is going to start with the timestamp it is coming. Now you can see here that this particular information is that on each day that on 27th in morning itself, or from 9 to 5 p.m. in first shifts, this machine will get utilized. Then in the next shift also, this is getting utilized fully. And in this particular shift, it will end it up at 3:40 p.m. So, and only the 160 pieces, or like 160, pairs are going to produce of this particular sauces. So this way planning you can generate, and when you add this planning, You can add it and you can select this particular resource here. You want to see a plan of this particular order, you can select it and you can see here the plan. Okay, what are the plans you have been done? You can see here. Apart from that, if you select any machine, it won't show you because there is no planning on this machine. If you want to see the planning which is showing here, what is the plan, you can go here on the show plan and you can show a plan. So you need to update the operator because on that particular day, if you are making the entry, so I am having some already plans for this particular machine and this particular order. I'll one second. I'll just make a refresher and I'm going to change a date of today. So the planning is coming from this date to this date. What are the planning is there? On there is a production order linked. There is a source number is the production order, and based upon this, the planning is already come. If you want to filter it out anything else, you can filter it out according to the machine exactly. This is the machine. All filters you can use it to filter out this particular data, and based upon that you can update your operator. You can update your operator for that particular activity. So I can select here 2 days. I'm going to refresh this. Okay, I have already updated a few of the operators here. So to update that operator, you can select the employees which are coming from the employee master data. You can select it, and because which operator and which the supervisor is there, that can be assigned on each machine. You can say that there is a button available, update operator. Operator has been updated and now you can update this. So your planning has been done on the day of execution, like one day earlier or next day of the execution of the planning, this can got updated. As and when this is updated, there is a facility available to reschedule, delete. You can delete these also, and it will get rescheduled. The planning as well. But now we will go for the entries. How the once the planning is done, then how you can make the entries of the against this particular machine planning. So planning is done based upon planning. In manufacturing itself, there is an option available which is the multiple receipt entry. So in multiple receipt entry, whatever the planning we have been created, based upon that, okay. So you can see here, these are the plan numbers. In planning itself, these are the plan numbers. Again, these plannings, we can make the entries here. Like after the completion of the production, like for today, for the ship number A, I have to report that against this particular plan, I have completed the quantity. Like there is a prefix sum which are defined in setting itself. So I will showcase that as well. But uh, to capture the information of plan, you can add this prefix and then you can put the your plan number. You can say the tab. When you do a tab here, so all information related to the production plan has been captured exactly on which machine this the planning was done. Now what is the your output? You can say that this is your output, and you can say that add working. As and when you do this, you can another plan and you can report your quantity there. Okay, and add working. So basically, whatever the planning you having done, created, the reporting of the planning can be fetch after the completion of the process from through this entries. Specifically, entries we are doing it against the planning only. So this we can do it, and after that we can say uh, this entry is verified or not. That also we can define it, and we want to save it as a draft. That also will get saved. So you have to add this particular entry uh, when the production is completed against the planning. So this way you will be able to do entry of the production. Next is that so you can say that this is the multiple receipt entry. This was the multiple receipt entry from which against planning you can do a multiple receipt entry from a single screen. Earlier we were reporting the garment like garment production through the issue and receipt entry, but from there is a difference. From here, you can report the multiple entries against the planning. So this is how the receipt of the multiple entry for the planning is available.